So you'll be shocked at how much any skill. It's like, please, when you come from Africa or wherever, think about any skill you have. Trust me, it will make money for you.
Hey guys, welcome to World Caffeine. If this is your first time on the channel, thank you for joining us. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. The purpose of this channel is to encourage all our viewers move from the 9-to-5 mindset to creating wealth for yourself and for your family. My name is J06. I help teach regular people, especially my African brothers and sisters, how to invest in real estate. So today, when we talk about resilience, this is the definition of it. We have another special guest in the house who came from Africa. She literally sold food on the side of the road to raise money to take care of herself and transition to the United States, or the United Kingdom actually. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have Miss V Beauty in the house. Thank you for joining us, Ms. V.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know who you are, could you tell the viewers who you are?
Okay. I go by Miss V Braids, Miss V Beauty LLC. My name is Sylvie Forquar, and I hail from Cameroon, that's in West Africa. I live here in Iowa, United States. I have 2 beautiful girls, and relationship-wise, it's complicated.
Right. We would like to know, tell us about your childhood in Africa. How was it like, and how did that time you spent growing up in Africa to moving to the Western world? What are some of your experiences, and how was life?
Okay. Pretty much a lot has gone down from my childhood till now. I came to the United States when I was in my 30s. I'm about neighboring 40, about to be on the 4th floor. So
congratulations.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So from 0 to 30 and plus, it's been a trend of different events, unfortunate ones, and a lot. Like when you say resilience, that's the word. So from my little childhood days, 7 years old, 8 years old, I would join my auntie to the market. We sell little stuff, onions, tomatoes, but on the ground, nothing so big, just she will make some pastries, fish pies. I carry it on my head and sell around. We have these green grasshoppers that come up. We call it munguin. During munguin season, we'll make it and literally sell for little nothing. That's how we lived.
Right.
Later on, when it was time to go to what we call secondary school, that's like middle school or so.
Yeah.
My dad took me to a boarding school. Life was good. Studying hard. Naturally, I'm a competitive person. I always want to be first. And I was always first. You know, I went to a school called Starlight College. Imagine my friends know me in Starlight. It was a name, it was a big name. I would take prizes all the time. So it was a medical doctor in the making. You know how in Africa, when you're smart, medical doctor.
Right. Yeah.
So my dad would be like, if no child, I'm one of 11 kids. If no child ever goes abroad, that one is going abroad. That was the medical doctor in the family. That was the plan. It was looking good. After our advanced level, at the end of high school, did pretty well. Was given some money. The government used to give money to the best students. I had some money. Did really good. Now I was 2 months to medical school. I was supposed to go to Germany and do medicine. And then life came in. Mental health. Yes, so it was hard. In Africa, it was hard. It's crazy to imagine that what took 9 years of my life was solved by a little tiny pill. Throughout those 9 years in Africa, from 2003 right up to 2014, about almost 2004 to 14, so 9 to 10 years of my life was just struggling with my mental health. But I did not stop. My dad told me something. Listen, be like the ant. Even the Bible says you should be like the ant. When the ant is moving this direction, when you stop it, it doesn't stop. It changes direction, and guess what? Moves even faster. So within those years, doctors were like, don't go to school no more. I cried my eyes out. Go use your hands. Let her learn to use her hands. So that's how I learned how to breathe at some point. Later, when I moved to work with my dad, I kept having episodes here and there. Mania, depression, mania. It was a lot going on. I know for sure that being someone who believes in Christ, and I was genuine with my Christianity and everything, God supported me through, because I went through crazy situations, crazy, risky, dangerous moves that I did, but I believe God saw me through that. So long story short, 2014, I went to the UK. How did I go to the UK? Before UK, I struggled to go to medical school, to nursing school. I've always loved to care. I've always loved to just care. Prior to nursing school, I did phlebotomy somehow. It's a long story how I got myself in there. Did it for a little bit, but I always enjoyed when I go to see clients on their beds. So when it was time to further my education against doctors' prescriptions, I couldn't stop. I just kept trying. So because in Africa, you would not make a living out of hair. I did hair.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so it was not going to do me no good. So I had to push through with school with my mental health. I did that for a little. I did phlebotomy. Then when it was time to further, I was like, I like to be with the patients. Let me go do nursing. Through prayers, through everything, I had 3 serious episodes while in nursing school. Pushed through, graduated, made it to my certification exam. You know how Africa is. You do all that, still no jobs. Now what next? Your father has spent so much money sending you through school. You cannot come and be showing your hands again. You are an adult now. You're in your almost 29, 27, 28. So I started selling food. I moved to the capital city. I was like, okay, it's time to get out. Matter of fact, when I was trying to register for the exam, in order to be recruited, I was about number 1,000 plus in registration. They wanted only 10 from my region.
Wow.
In registration for the exam, I'm at 1,000 plus and a long line behind me. So imagine that situation. You know that there is no chance. It's very difficult. So I had to make other plans. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the UK. I moved to the capital city. So I made that move, went to the capital city, did my passport, went there. Now in my neighborhood, it was where young people do furniture, mostly bachelors.
Right.
So I was like, these guys could need some food, some lunch. So I started off from little or nothing. I had 5,000 francs that I have left over. 5,000.
That's like
$2 and 50. Yeah, about that. So I went to the market, bought 1 chicken, made it, sell it, came up to 2,500. So from 1 chicken to 2 chicken, just like that. Later on, I was able to now have a little restaurant, rice, stew, and chicken. Later on, I could add some fufu and eru, then rice and chicken. I did that, raised money, put my stuff together, and found admission in the UK. My dad was able to pay my flight and support me through school. I went to UK. Now in the UK, I had a baby, mental health stepped in, it was crazy. My school, it was a lot going on. I couldn't work. I had a job and the nick of time, because in the UK, when you get a job and you're pregnant, you have a maternity leave for up to a year and they'll pay you a percentage of your salary. So I was about to get that. I missed that by a day because I got sick.
Wow.
Went to hospital and then it was discovered that I'm pregnant. The UK has a centralized system. What you see here is heard there and there. So my school heard I was pregnant. My job heard I was pregnant. So I couldn't sign. So they just sent me an email like, sorry, we cannot let you sign it. Guess what I did? I started selling chips. I bought some plantains, fry. That's how I was able to buy little things for my baby because, of course, her dad happened to be a free sperm donor. So that's what I call him. He is a free sperm donor, pretty much. He was never in the picture. So I did what I did, saw my baby through, and then the school was like, oh, your school is closed. Find a new school or go back to your country by February, whatever date they gave me. So this is me with a baby.
And you had a baby out.
A baby. It was either find somebody, pay the person to be the father of that child so you can have all those gimmicks. It was like, I cannot start my child's life with a lie. God has seen me through life. Wow. I'm not going to help God at this point. Took my baby back to Africa. My sister had a skincare clinic, so she hired me to be the nurse.
And this is in Africa
In
now?
Africa now. So my salary was like $50,000, that's $100.
Yeah.
So I saved that up, found my way to the United States.
And what year was this?
2000, and I went back to the UK, back to Africa from the UK in 2015. Then 2016, I moved to the United States.
Wow.
That's the long and short of the long story. Yeah.
That's very, very inspiring, especially for a woman. You know, being black, you face a lot of difficulties already. Then being a black woman on top of that, so that's really, really encouraging.
With mental health.
With mental health on top of that, and talking about that, I understand for us in Africa, we don't really understand mental health. We don't really know how to deal with it. We don't really know how to understand what's going on totally. So how did you deal with that? How did you, come over that and managed and pushed through? What was your support? Because I believe there are a lot of people in Africa right now who suffer from that and don't even understand what's going on.
My situation was a little bit palatable because my parents had the means to see me through different trials. It was a trial and error. First of all, there was no name.
Right.
There was no diagnosis. Nobody knew what was going on. It was spiritualized. We went to Nigeria many times. CB Joshua prayed for me, put his hand on my head, and I still had to go back and take my pills.
Right.
We did all what we did. So what supported me inside was the confidence that God loves me. Regardless of all what I'm dealing with, God is in it. That's a long and short of it, because medically, there was no help.
Yeah.
We have one mental health big hospital in Cameroon called Jamon. It's one size fits all. Whoever comes there for whatever reason gets the same treatment. I was suffering with insomnia. I don't sleep for many days. I'll be talking, I'll be raising thoughts, I'll get risk. So when you come with those explanations, they give you whatever they gave the other person, knock you out, you sleep. Then I wake up and I have all these muscle spasms. I'm moving like a zombie. It was sad. But I believe the fact that my parents were able to keep trying, take you there, try this, try that. So because every time you're taking, if I was just like, there's nothing we can do, that would have killed me.
Right.
But they kept trying. Every time I had an episode, if they hear there's this Baptist doctor, where they take me there, we go try this. At some point, I came across this doctor because I started working with the Baptist. So when I got sick as a staff, there was this Dr. Palmer. That was the first time I ever heard the word bipolar. He mentioned bipolar. Then he said, you will take this pill for the rest of your life. I didn't really understand.
Right.
It was hard to take it. It was hard to accept that. I think it's information. I wasn't educated enough. I took the pills for a little bit, but I didn't get what. I was like, no, I'm not gonna. Jesus has healed me by faith. But the Bible says the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the people.
That's right.
For some circumstances, I don't know about that person, but for me, I want to say that God healed me by giving me the medication, one little pill that solved the chemical imbalance. That's a miracle to me. That's how I see it, as a miracle. So it's not a crime as a child of God to take medication. Don't feel that anyway. So mental health, if there's any reason why I want to do psychology in America eventually, whatever, it's just because I want to go back to Africa and provide facilities where people can get help.
Right.
Because in Cameroon, we don't have there's no rehab, not even one. So that's how I really pushed through. My family, God, and my dad is one therapist that I don't think ever existed. Usually bipolar means high and low, but I hardly have the lows because of his wisdom.
Right.
He would talk me out of it. He'd be like, Sylvie, when it came to God, you took this. When we became born again, I took it seriously. Schoolwork, you were serious. Everything, you're serious. This thing came upon you. You did not buy it. Don't own it. Don't feel bad. Because what happens is when you have a manic episode, you do crazy stuff. Crazy.
Right.
One time I left Yaoundé to Bamenda, got to Makenene, and the anxiety would not let me get back to the bus. I started moving on foot to Bamenda.
Right.
That's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That lonely road. How I made it to Bamenda with no money is a different mystery. I did that 2 times. So you do crazy things, you say this, say that, and then when you get off the manic phase, you remember everything you did and said. That's how depression sets in. So my dad would talk me out of all that.
Right.
And being the aunt example was, don't stop, keep moving. So I never let it hold me back. Right. I always pushed through. Something else. If I couldn't go to school, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to make this, Africa, going through mental health in Africa was, it was just God and my people. Pretty much.
I really feel that a lot of Africans who are here in America or in Europe and they're in the health field, they should come together and create some type of help, especially for like young girls or boys who are suffering from that and don't even know what's going on.
Please.
That would be...
This is a begging call.
Yeah.
We need help.
Absolutely.
It's even worse now because drugs have also infiltrated the country. And we have people who are now mental health related stuff induced by drug situation and trauma. So from the war and everything.
Right.
And some of them are really willing to get out. They want to get out, but there is no help to get them out. And increasingly, people are coming down with mental health issues that are even generic. It's coming out. A lot more people have bipolar issues and depressions. They need help.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So during that period before coming to America, did you have a specific goal why you wanted to come to America, or it was just about bettering your life, or you had a specific purpose why you wanted to come to America?
Yes, the plan was come here, do my BSN in nursing. That was because I was a registered nurse. So come over here. That's how I came. I came through school. I found a school. So I was gonna just come here, get my BSN, then continue, maybe do anesthesiologist, or I've always wanted to be a doctor. So I could be a doctor in nursing. That was the idea. That was the plan. So I came to school. Then my school was like, oh, you cannot get into the nursing program because you have to do your credential evaluation. Oh, how long would this take? We don't know. Maybe 2 years, maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. So things started going south from there. Now I had to make a choice. Stay here, do prerequisites up for 2 years, keep paying all this money, or change plans. God had blessed me with someone that really, really loved me, and he's always loved me. He was in Iowa at the time. So he was like, come on, let's get married. We can always go back to school. You know, you can get married, change your status, and then eventually you can do that while waiting for the evaluation.
Right.
Then by the time you're ready to go back to school, you can now go as with your green card. That's easier. The money part will not be an issue. You can get a school fee loan. So that's how I transitioned. I left Virginia. My school was in Roanoke, Virginia. Moved to Iowa, got married. Nice, supportive, nice person. But again, I was on medication at the time. So that was my 4th year without an episode.
Right.
Because while in the UK, I was given medication. So life was going on fine. A little stressful here and there, but now I couldn't work. So while waiting for my papers to be able to work, I was doing hair. The hair is funny because since 2006 or 04, when I couldn't go to school, I had to go use my hands. I learned how to braid. I didn't braid nobody's hair because why would I braid in Africa? Right. So the first time I even braided a little bit was in the UK. And then later when I came to America, I was like, I'm a braider. So I just started braiding. Braiding while waiting for evaluations. Eventually it came through. By that time I had a handful of clients to the point where when I was able to start working, I started doing phlebotomy. The same phlebotomy I had done in Africa, I did it here in Mercy Hospital. So I didn't really have to do a full-time position because I had clients to care for. And my love for hair just grew. I enjoyed doing hair. There was kind of pretty much more money in it than the phlebotomy job. Right. So I was a PRN phlebotomy while doing hair. But I still thought I would get my nursing and then quit all this and be a nurse. So I was doing that. Eventually 2019, by then I had my second baby. So now I'm studying, I'm doing hair, I'm doing phlebotomy. Let me just get the degree, get my NCLEX, get it done. Then we'll see. Maybe I could have. So I tried a second time and I still crashed. So I crashed, my marriage crashed, everything crashed. So I became a single mother of 2 kids. I couldn't really work a lot because by that time my clientele was growing. Right. I kept doing hair. And then 2021, I moved out of doing hair in the house to a shop. Open my business. That was it. It was a move that I think I just give the credit to God because I was literally driving on 100th Street and I believe the Holy Spirit told me, go to this street more right here.
Nice. Yeah. So this is amazing. So what are some of like the difficulties that you face starting up this business? Because I understand, I know how it is like getting funding, getting, money to start something like the way you did. So how did you come about finances? How did you actually get into setting it all up?
Starting this business was a bold step because I've had clients that have stuck with me since 2016 till date.
Right.
I literally have kids that have become teenagers and are in college. I braided their hair all through. They stuck with me. So all that, because it came a point where I was working, I looked at my finances, I was like, I can't do this full time. It's the clients. I didn't get some huge money. I was like, oh, go start. I just did the math. I'm like, for the past couple of months, if I was to pay my rent here and pay rent at the shop, I can do this. And if I move out to the shop, I'll have more people. I'll have more clients. And because sometimes people will call you and be like, oh, do you have a shop? You say no. Oh, I really want a shop environment. So I could tell that I'll have a bigger kind of clientele and a more, bigger quality and quantity of clientele if I move into a shop. It was a bold move. Secondly, the need of people not needing to find 10 hours or 8 hours to go do braids.
Right.
When I move out to a shop, I can hire people who will help me do this thing quicker. So that's been one big thing that has helped my business a lot. They will tell you, oh, and she's so quick and it's so neat and she's fast. And so all that gave me the backup. I didn't have any huge money or my family has been very supportive. Each time I have an episode, I'm coming out, I do this because I take lots of risk. Oh, buy this, buy that. So my sisters, they will help me get back to my feet, or my parents, my mom, they would support me in a way. But as far as the business is concerned, it was just the clients that I have built over time. Iowa is predominantly a white state. We don't have too many black heads to braid here. So to be able to have clientele with you for that long that was the strength of the business. I think God made that, and the way I carried on with these clients, they stuck with me for years. That's how I had the boldness to move out.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So there is this thing you mentioned earlier, you wanted to, become a nurse and stuff, and you asked yourself the question, like, do I really want to do this? One thing I've noticed, and even with me, when we come from Africa, a lot of us, we have different skills.
Right.
It could be mechanic, it could be sales. A lot of African people know how to sell.
Yes.
And sales is a wealth creator in America.
Right.
But once we come here, it's like we got everything, we leave everything back and we're looking for a job. Why do you think that is?
I think it's a mindset.
Right.
Yes. There's a word for it. It's a stereotype that people have just adopted. And a big part of it too is ignorance. My mom would always say, whoever picked you from the airport would determine how you move around life.
True.
Another thing you told me was information. If you don't have the information, if you don't know, then you could be going east, whereas you would have been going all the way west.
True.
Like, see, this is a land where any skill can be monetized.
Yeah.
Any skill.
100.
This is the same braiding that could not, it was useless in Africa.
Yeah.
Here is 7 figures business.
Absolutely.
So whatever skill. And the next thing is, people, we don't want to build. The job is there, it's ready, it's already there. So I'm just going to go for it because it's secured, it's there. I don't want to stay back and build what is inside of me to a point where it grows. I think it's a patience kind of situations. And then we minimize. In the UK, you notice we used to crochet for fun. I crocheted hats and scarves and sewed. So you'll be shocked at how much any skill. It's like, please, when you come from Africa or wherever, think about any skill you have. Trust me, it will make money for you. If you want to get a job to keep life going while you build that, nobody's going to judge you for that. But don't let your skill die. Even the Bible said God gave them 2 talents, 5 talents. You have some talent in you. Find it and build it into that business.
Absolutely.
You will so much excel in it. That time, even if you work 24 hours, you are fulfilled. And most of the time, those skills can always incorporate your family. Most of the time, those things you build from yourself, your kids will hardly suffer. Because going to clock in and clock out for someone, you are tied to that. You have to be there, and you have to be. Now, your family, most of the time, suffers.
Exactly.
So please, any skill you have, think about how to make it into money. Here is possible.
True.
In America, it is super possible. Any skill, like you said, sales, you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You will make money out of it. It was
and this is one thing I want to say is that, you know, from what you were telling me, from your story, a big lesson I can learn from, and I know this for sure, Africans who move to America, especially because in America you can become whatever you want to become.
Right.
Africans who move here have the highest potential to become wealthy.
Yes.
Because we've gone through all type of struggles back at home.
Yes.
We've done all type of things back at home.
Yes.
So there is nothing here in America that is as hard as what we've gone through.
No.
Right? So going back to the information we talk about, we just lack information.
Yes.
Because even when you do business, you get a lot of tax write-offs. You can write off a lot of expenses and you end up not paying anything for taxes. But when you go to do a job and somebody says, I'm making $10,000, how much do you get back home with? After all your expenses and everything, how much do you get back? So it's all about information, and it's really inspiring that you're sharing this. And like you said, with your situation, you could have get a check and live your life, but you're still pushing and you're still making it happen. So there is no excuse.
There's no excuse.
So the next thing I want to ask you is, what is the plan, the future plans?
Right.
Are you planning on opening other branches in other states?
Yes, yes, Miss V braids for the world.
Nice.
And it's gonna be Miss V braids, it's gonna be Miss V cuisine, it's gonna be Miss V properties, real estate.
That's right.
It's gonna be Miss V autos renters. So that's the big picture of the Miss V Plaza, right?
Look out for Miss
But
V.
as far as now is concerned, the goal is to get a location or locations in the state of Iowa. We're going to start in Iowa, where you can guarantee that whenever you come in, you can get any kind of braids you want for less than 3, 4, 5 hours.
Right.
That's the plan. That's what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah.
You can get braids. The myth about, it's 8 hours, 10 hours, we want to cancel all that. And we're making it happen. Yes, we're going to do other hair stuff, but my focus is braids. I want to, because that's our heritage. We want to do braids in such a way that you want to pick your braids over whatever else, and quick.
Right.
And anytime. Build a team. So we're building that team in Urbandale. We're going to build one on the east side. And then we're going to move to California.
Right.
We're going to move to Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes. Our Maryland is kind of saturated with braiders and stuff like that. And we're going to do a lot more with skin, with the hair. The hair cream I use, I'm telling you, is working magic. We're going to make it mass produce and fit hair. Right. So that's the hair brand. So it's gonna be Miss V many things. Look out for a lot of Miss V stuff happening. Yes, that's a plan. And we're gonna keep the same spirit.
Good.
Yes, good. Care. Always say Miss V's Braiding Salon is a place where the hair is more important than the hairstyle. Nice. We care for that hair. It's not about do it now and then nothing to do tomorrow. Right. We want to do it in such a way that the hair, we have more hair to do tomorrow. We have even more hair to braid next time. So that's the plan. We're gonna expand.
Awesome.
We're gonna build these studios. You can do your braids as quick as you want to do them, whenever you want to do them. I'm not gonna charge you because you came right now. Come anytime.
Yeah.
We got you on braids and other hair needs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, the things that I know now,
right?
If I knew these things when I stepped foot first in the United States, I would have been far gone. I would say that. So sometimes I take pride in when I see people from Africa who just came to give them some advice or some tips, especially on investing and stuff like that, or doing business and stuff like that. So what would you advise the ones that are just coming from Africa now, especially with skills like braiding, how possible it is for them to know that whatever skill they are coming in with in America can change their life, can create wealth for them, and not just to focus on getting a job. What advice would you give, like young ladies, young guys coming in now?
You're coming to America, find it. Find your dream, plan on it, work on it. In 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you can start realizing it and it will grow. Absolutely. This community, this America, it will grow. You want to make money, get your business. I'm not this camera, but I'm going to tell you, if I had my iron, my kids would not be in a private school today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If I had my iron, I will not ride that car I'm able to afford right now. Absolutely. I'm not riding the very beautiful car because I don't like to drive. So I don't want to have anything that will make me not want to, because I don't like driving. So I'm not asking you to go buy a luxurious car. I just did a comfortable car, so we're in Iowa. So,
right.
But I'm saying, looking at the iron life and how the money is made and how it is spent and how it's reported.
Yeah.
There's a life I will not achieve this life I have. Trust me, I will not.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying the RN, maybe the RN is making her 7 figures, traveling, whatever. But my 7 figures is not the same as that 7 figures. Yep. Because I have control over these 7 figures.
Yep.
I put the numbers down. I tell the IRS what I want to tell them.
Right.
I keep it as true as it can be. Because whenever I'm audited, I have my facts right.
Yeah.
But I tell it, I have control. I design it, I put this there, you don't have that control with a paycheck. Absolutely. You don't have it.
Absolutely.
You don't.
Yeah, that's facts. And you have control of your time. You can be where you want to be, do whatever you want to do. Nobody's telling you gotta be here now. So
yes.
And you're also providing directly to the community.
Yes.
Which is an amazing thing.
Yes.
So I believe that a lot of people would probably want to consult with you, get a coaching. How can they find Ms. V?
I'm right here.
Instagram, social.
I'm right here. I'm right here. Sorry, I'm a little old, so Facebook is still my thing. I'm gonna Insta. Anyway, Instagram will be Ms. V _braids. That's Instagram. Facebook is Ms. V Braids. TikTok is Ms. V Braids too, I believe. And my location is in Iowa, in Urbandale. Yes, 8102 Urbandale. 8102 Douglas Avenue. Yes, 8102 Douglas Avenue in Urbandale. So we are right here in the center of Des Moines, and that's what we do. Anytime. Like I told you, I have a lot of kids I'm mentoring into their skill. Right. Yes, one of them, she's good now. She's been with me for like 3 years, so she can now do her own thing. Awesome. I'm now working on her speed. The minute she picks up her speed, she's good to go with clients and do her own thing.
Awesome.
So feel free to reach out to me. You don't know how to braid, you don't know what, I got you. And you were talking about if I knew what I know now, maybe I would have gone straight to beauty school.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I would have gone straight to beauty school. That way I will not be limited. I want to build on braids. Yes, I love to braid and everything. But there's a limitation because I don't have the know-how with color and other chemicals. And unfortunately, I don't have the time to go now.
Yeah.
So I would have done that instead of, but I could still go. America is not stopping me. So when the company is settled and
then you have more time,
I can do that. It'll be good to have more skill.
Ms. V, I can't thank you enough for coming to the show, and I believe that you have definitely inspired a lot of viewers and a lot of people who are watching. And we owe that duty, those of us with the information, to give it out there that a job should be a means to an end and not the end.
There you go.
Nobody, like you earlier said, nobody that has a job is wealthy.
No.
The job was not meant for that anyways. So thank you guys for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. My name is J06. Have a blessed day.